What's up gamers to a late but special Guild Wars 2 edition of The Rant. This is your host, the Pirate King, and today let's talk about Guild Wars 2 post-launch. From the good to the bad, we take notice here on another Gamers Rant. Guild Wars 2 is in full swing now, and if you're like me, food, water, and sleep are now optional. Does this game live up to its hype? Well, let's start at the wee hours of its gaming birth. After rigorous beta weekend event and stress testing, Head Start came around and the truce test on their servers were to commence. So how did Guild Wars 2 fare? Well, the first few hours were laggy, full of crashes and rubber banding all over the place, but this was to be expected. What was not expected was the overflow issues we saw back in beta weekend event 1 re-emerge. It's presented itself in the way that players were being trapped into cities and the intro zone, which begged the question, what the hell happened? I was always fearful that during these beta weekend events and these quick stress tests that they didn't have enough data for the huge influx that was going to come in. And sure enough, I was right. 24 hours in, things got a little more stable. I lost all of my lag, graphical issues, and rubber banding problems were all gone. But unfortunately, we also lost the Black Lion trading post. Even with the best laid plans, things can go astray. Now this was a minimal issue for me since I just broke out my old salesmanship and sold my wares that way on the chat. And you know what? It was kind of fun. Time consuming, but fun. I understand it's inconvenient and all, so it's not everyone's thing. We lost our mailing periodically, chat seemed to lag here and there, and there was bugs all over the place. But then again, this is Head Start, and this is the best time to iron out those things. By launch, some things were fixed, but the trading post was still down and new more concerning issues with the hacking, botting, and gold farming began to infiltrate. So far I haven't seen any bots, but boy oh boy did they bring down the ban hammer hard on naming and rude behavior. A lot of players suddenly disappeared when I checked my friends list, and that was due to their horrible naming choice and trash talk. Seems the internet is not playing around when they want people to behave and will go ahead and ban you for 72 hours. Harsh, I know, but it's all in your term of service contract. You agreed and didn't bother reading. So overall, I'm giving the game's launch within at least the first 7 days a B-. It is no way as horrible as other game launches, but it is no way the best either. What was good was the client was stable for most of the time after launch, which in other games, that alone was rare. Now let's talk stats and see how other big gaming sites are reviewing Guild Wars 2 and how are the sales stacking up. As you can see, PC Gamer here gave it a 94 out of 100. IGN gave it a 9 out of 10, and the Metacritic score is standing at a good 91 out of 100. Now for sales, all they've said so far is that it's sold over 2 million. Now since we don't have any specific numbers, we can't really compare this to the Tor launch. But the fact that it even hit 2 million compared to the Tor launch that hit also 2 million but no specific number is the fact that Star Wars in general is a world IP. Everyone knows it. Guild Wars 2, not that big, really small. You know, the lore is very unique just to the people who played Guild Wars 1. And it even reached close to Tor's numbers, that alone is great. I mean, the fact that it didn't hit Tor's number doesn't matter. But like most people, you can probably argue that these people are being paid to say such and such. So being a level 80 myself that I hit not too long ago, and having logged in a whopping over 300 hours into this game, I think my opinion has some sort of weight when I break this down. So let's go. Now let's talk about the first thing you see in a game, and that's the graphics. This game is visually amazing. The art stylized look they went for is a winner, since it's not taxing on player system like if they'd gone with the more realistic route, but it still produces a beauty on its own. The game further emphasizes beauty with the sceneries and point of interest called vistas that brings a player to a key spot where they're shown a quick cutscene and a layout of the land, which actually makes you feel very small to see how everything is so large. I actually find myself a lot of times just staring off into the distance getting a layout of the land and just taking it all in. The next very important thing is combat, and I think combat here is so fluid. This is one of the first walls you have to shatter when picking up this game. You cannot just stand there and spam your skills till the thing falls over. The game is unforgiving like that. Dodging, blocking, and kiting are your best defensive reactions, almost making it like a twitchy first-person shooter where reaction time is crucial, and I'm a big fan of that. No more can I just sit back and statically press 1, 1, 1, 2 rotation while watching Comedy Central. I mean, I can't even take my eyes off the screen to see who's calling me, because if I do so, I am dead. And for me, that kind of level of combat involvement is absolutely refreshing.
Pardon me, I'm a human girl. Whoa, I've got 2 hands and some lovely
Next up, we have the story, and the story again is very well presented and very well done. They give you a lot of paths and choices to make along the way to make the story your own. They also threw in a lot of memorable characters there. For example, Tibble is someone I grew to like very quickly and was completely distraught to see how things turned out. Even so, after your first playthrough, you kinda know where your next story is heading, cause they all kinda head to the same directions. You have little paths along the way which make you divert or give you a different outlook on how things are going to turn out, but you kind of get a feeling you know what's going to happen or you've done this before. In Renowned Hearts and so forth, we were giving the initial quest, but a lot of options on how to do it. Same thing goes in your story. But overall, the story sticks and it's memorable. Give it time and you'll be rooting for your character in no time.
There's something in the water. Help!
Look, in the water.
Brothers, sisters, ready yourselves. Tequatl is here.
Back to the turrets, now!
Now to sum it all together and put it in one word, it's gameplay. Now here is where truly ANET thinks out of the box. The game severely promotes group play and eliminates old MMO barriers like spawn camping, kill stealing, and the Holy Trinity. Now this is a double-edged sword because it's so different that some people just can't adjust and give up. My suggestion, don't. It's worth it. There's so much to do in this game and it rewards you for doing it all. Exploration, crafting, dynamic events, renowned hearts, jumping puzzles, and even dungeons. And yes, I left that word last because I do have a lot to say about dungeons, but I'm not going to hit it up in this show. Stay tuned for that for the next one, because I got a whole lot to say about CM and COF. But for now, the game is great. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm making a lot of memorable moments. And I'm giving this game a solid 10 out of 10. Because you can't really lose here. You drop $60, you play it as much as you want at your own pace, never feeling the pressure or needing to log in just to get your money's worth. This game needs a spot in your gamer's collection. And I hope that other MMOs continue to improve as this is the standard. Well, I've definitely overstayed my welcome here and have ranted for too long, so let me wrap things up here by saying this is the Pirate King, letting you know to stay tuned to next week's show as we talk shop about explorables, looking for group, and the future of Tyria. As always, like and subscribe if you dig what you see, and I'll leave you guys with a little guild promo of the Grim Brotherhood, the Gamers Rant's official guild on the Stormbluff server. You can always find me, I am Pirate Songshadow in game, and I'll see you on the battlefield.